Hi, my name is Kimberly Foster, and I'm an MPH student with the Department of Epidemiology at the Fielding School of Public Health. So my project is going to be an examination of the number and distribution of general emergency services and insights into their availability for wildfire emergency preparedness and response in San Diego County. So to start, wildfires have potential for adverse impacts, and these can really range from things such as property damages to loss of human life. As events such as climate change happen, these are predicted to increase in frequency and severity in the future. Southern California overall has had the most loss of life and the most acres burned out of anywhere in the nation, and additionally has the most number of people living within wildfire-prone areas out of anywhere in the nation. So I'm choosing to focus on San Diego within Southern California. San Diego has a long history of wildfires, and this is for a variety of reasons, including temperature, drought, and vegetation type. So again, the objective is to look at the number and distribution of general emergency services and insights for wildfire emergency preparedness and response in San Diego County. I'm going to be choosing to focus on three types of general emergency services represented by the images on the right. I'm going to be looking at fire stations, police stations, and hospitals within San Diego County. And I'm going to be looking at them in relation to population density and history of fire burn. I conducted a literature search in order to find information on general wildfires, on wildfires in San Diego County, and also general emergency services and wildfires. I used SandGIS in order to get the shapefiles I needed for this project, and used CLA MapShare in order to get the population density information I needed. Once the maps were created, I did perform attribute and spatial queries in order to get the numbers I needed for my basic descriptive statistics. Additionally, the location of the general emergency services is used as a proxy for availability in this project. So looking at these two maps on the right, these are condensed maps of my project. So they're condensed in the fact that there are three emergency services put on each map. For clarification and clarity purposes, I separated these out within the extended project. So the first map shows the burn history perimeter in San Diego County, and the second map shows the population density within San Diego County. So you can see here that the population density is very concentrated on the western portion of San Diego County, and the light color represents the lowest population density. So you can see that is around this area over here. And the fire burn history perimeter, you can see that it takes up the majority of San Diego County. The only places with no fire burn history perimeter are the eastern portion and the west coast portions of the county. This fire burn history map is put onto a Health and Human Services regional layer. And the reason I use this layer is because this is what the San Diego County Emergency Services Department uses. And this is divided into 6 regions, and this is how I looked at availability. So 41% of San Diego County lives in the fire burn history perimeter area. This is a substantial portion of the county that is represented and living within this area, and so it just points to the necessity of examining some of this information. In terms of fire stations, there were 243 total fire stations across San Diego County. And looking at each of the 6 regions, looking at the percentage and looking at the distribution, it did appear that there was adequate availability of fire stations. For hospitals, there were 22 total hospitals. And looking again per region at the number and distribution, there does appear to be insufficient availability of hospitals. In particular, the East region, which is this region over here, this region has insufficient number of hospitals, and both the East and the North Inland representing this area over here, they both have insufficient distribution. In terms of police stations, there are 74 total police stations, and again, there appears to be insufficient availability of police stations in terms of the same areas, the eastern areas I said before, and the North Inland area as well, and these in terms of both number and distribution. So, in conclusion, it's important to really understand the availability of these general emergency services. And so, recognizing what insufficiencies there are is important for addressing preparedness and response to wildfires. In terms of future studies, it's really important to examine substantial fire station overlap for the resource maximization. For example, in certain portions of the county, the fire stations are extremely overlapping. And while they do show adequate availability, it would be interesting to see if any of them need to be relocated in order to maximize the resources that are oftentimes limited to support these types of services. Additionally, future studies to examine the North Inland and East regions in particular for both their poor hospital and police availability would be important to consider. And additionally, future studies on the staff levels and the structure size of these types of services and their corresponding implications for availability, basically looking beyond the scope of this project, which was just to look at a proxy for availability in terms of location. Thank you.